So today I'm going to be speaking about how procrastination um, and overwhelm can truly lead to failure. And I want you to know that during this few minutes we have together, we're going to be talking about how to unlock your next level life, even when fear tries to stop you. So, have you ever had an idea that excited you, but almost immediately doubt crept in? You thought, it's too late, it's too hard, no one will care. Has that ever happened to you, especially if you're an entrepreneur out there? And if you've ever allowed fear talk you out of something, just like I have, and then I really want you to keep watching because today I'm going to be sharing how I almost let my fears stop me from following my gut. And because I didn't allow that, instead, what happened was I was able to create massive impact in the lives of 50 women at the beginning of this year. So in November, I had this idea, and the idea was to host a next level living retreat in January. Immediately, my mind started saying, oh, it's too late to plan this. No one's going to show up. Are you sure this is what your audience really wants? Does this sound familiar? And basically, this kind of thoughts keep so many high achieving women stuck in overthinking, analysis paralysis, and inaction, even when they know you are meant for more. But something inside of me, my intuition, kept whispering, do it. And I decided to take action. And the reason I did so was because I remembered that when women come together with positive intent, magic happens. I also know that January is the perfect time to set the tone for the rest of the year. And also, I wanted to create transformation. I had to stop waiting and start really leading. And so in life, you have a choice. You can let fear win, or you can take action in spite of the fear. You see, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And what I then did was say, okay, I'm going to reach out to facilitators. They can say yes or no. I planned my content. I had an idea of where I wanted to lead the women, and I focused on service instead of fear. And that's very important as well. If you keep thinking about yourself, what if I fail? What if something happens? Then you're probably going to stay in inaction. If, however, you shift your focus to imagine and to be in the vision of what impact you can make in the lives of people, you step into possibility, into excitement. And although the fear may be in the background, you're pulled by your vision instead of paralyzed by your fears. And so what's really important to know is that on January 11th, 50 incredible women from all over the world actually attended the event. Fact. My fear was that no one would show up. Women who had planned to stay for just 1 hour actually stayed a full 4 hours and did not want to leave at the end. One woman was actually so moved by the content and the quality that she said, I really want to give a donation. I'm like, honestly, it's a free event. And she says, I'm sending you £50. And my biggest takeaway was that it wasn't about luck. It was really about alignment. Alignment with whatever your inner prompting and inner calling is. So many people's dreams are buried in the graveyard of overthinking. And the unfortunate thing about that is that you're receiving these prompts, you're receiving these ideas, you're receiving these gifts for humanity. And instead of taking them and processing them and sharing them with the world is waiting for you to show up, you keep them to yourself. And so imagine water coming into a glass and all that water is coming in and it's not being drunk, it's not being tipped over to serve someone. It's going to create overwhelm. I'm sure you can imagine that. And there are three big lessons I really want to share. Something that just really, really struck me, and I said, I believe this can support someone. The first one is that it's important to stop being the defense lawyer for your limitations. Instead of saying, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough energy. And because when you say, I don't have enough, what you're really saying is, I am not enough. It's important to shift into what is possible. Instead of, I am impossible, I am possible. And so, one great question could be, okay, how can I have enough? How can I know enough? How can I be enough? That question in itself is worth everything because you shift from a victim of your circumstances, your current level, to somebody who steps into resourcefulness and the knowing that if you had an idea, then you have it within you to bring that idea to life. So those people who reach the next level of success in any area of their lives, and not because they're better than anyone else, it's because they are able to understand that they're not going to limit their lives to the current level of resources. They're going to aspire and shift into already having everything that they need. And the quality of the questions that you ask will determine the quality of the life that you have, and that's Tony Robbins. The second thing, so after stop being the defense lawyer of your limitation, is to be outward focused. And so when you focus on giving and impacting the people's lives, and you're not focused on getting and focused on protecting yourself, then you are no longer paralyzed by fear of failure and what people will think and looking stupid. You are pulled by the image, the vision of people's lives changing because you chose to show up. Those 50 women, I got so much incredible feedback that I shudder to think what would have happened if I had basically hidden in plain sight. If I had had a prompt in and then not listened to it. And the third thing I want to say is that your next level requires an identity shift. Many, many high achievers are under the impression that if I want to achieve a goal that I don't have yet, I need to do more. I need to know more strategy and more tactics. And yes, activity is important, and yes, strategy is great. However, the most important thing is your identity shift. What habits are you shifting? What beliefs are you letting go of that are limiting? What beliefs are you stepping into that are empowering? Are you stepping into the identity of a person who is successful, who is healthy, who is joyful, who is absolutely worthy of love, admiration, respect, who understands that there is no need to hustle for worthiness, who understands that rest is your birthright, who knows that everything can come to you and it doesn't have to be hard, who understands that you're already successful. So no matter how many no's you get, you know success is around the corner, so you keep going. What's your identity? Are you a drifter or are you really driven and focused? If you do not have the identity of the next level that you desire, then you will never have that next level. So let me ask you this. What is it that you are delaying because you're afraid? Or what is one decision that you know you need to make, but you haven't made yet? And no matter how successful and driven you are, everyone has blind spots. Everyone has saboteurs, right? The very things that brought you to this level will not take you to the next level. And that's, you see that a lot in corporate where the very thing that were great when you had very junior teams and were supportive and got you success then will absolutely not work when your teams become more senior because they do not need to be managed with the same level of involvement and may perceive your style of management if you don't shift as micromanaging, stifling, and something they resist instead of something that they embrace, right? So it's really important that as you seek to climb the ladder of success in your life, success for me is not only about the corporate success or business success, any type of success, your relationships, you get to be agile at shifting your identity so that it supports you at that new level as opposed to dragging you down and keeping you away. Okay? So I would love you to really, really answer that question. What's a dream that you have when it comes to your love, your health, your career, your financial success, your freedom, right? What is that one thing that you know in your heart as I'm speaking right now that you have been avoiding, right? And what do you think is really in the way of that? What I can say right now is some common things that are in the way of everyone standing in the light and truly being comfortable with visibility and showing up in your power are shame, blame, and guilt. And when we show up with an undercurrent of shame, meaning I am not enough, or blame, judging others or ourselves, or guilt, never letting go of the mistakes we have made in the past, then we simply are not able to show up in our highest and best vibration to match the very life that we desire. So, my invitation today is to get honest about that dream that you have that you know has been swept under the carpet because it's more comfortable basically to avoid it. And that very thing that your success, your next level is actually behind that terror barrier. That's one. Number two, ask yourself, is my current way of being, is my current identity a match for my next level, for that dream I desire? And what do I believe is getting in the way? I would love to hear from you. So write in the comments, please subscribe to my channel and reach out if this is something you would love support with. Love and light.